Why adult cats are lactose intolerant. What those colored circles on food packages actually mean. Why do people give apples to teachers? Stay tuned to find out the answers to these questions. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Bees can make colored honey. In France, there's a biogas plant that manages waste from a Mars chocolate factory where worms are made. Beekeepers nearby noticed that their bees were making unnatural shades of green and blue honey. A spokesperson from the British Beekeepers Association theorized that the bees eating the sugary waste caused the colored honey. Albert Einstein's eyeballs are in New York City. They were given to Henry Abrams and preserved in a safety deposit box. Abrams was Einstein's eye doctor. He received the eyeballs from Thomas Harvey, the men who performed the autopsy on Einstein, and illegally took the scientist's brain for himself. The Pope can't be an organ donor. Pope Benedict XVI was issued an organ donor card in 1970. Once he ascended to the papacy in 2005, the card was invalid, reports The Telegraph. According to the Vatican, the Pope's entire body must be buried intact because his body belongs to the Universal Catholic Church. Adult cats are lactose intolerant. Many cats, like most species of mammal, are in fact lactose intolerant, which means they can be quite allergic to dairy substances, and it can cause them discomfort and pain after ingesting. Like some humans, adult cats don't have enough of the lactase enzyme to digest lactose from milk, causing them to vomit, have diarrhea, or get gassy. Cats only have enough of that enzyme when they are born and during the early years of their lives. The first stroller was engineered to be pulled by a goat or animal of similar size. William Kent, a landscape architect, invented the first stroller for the 3rd Duke of Devonshire in 1733, but upper-class parents were hardly expected to put effort into transporting their children around, so Kent designed his model to be pulled by a small animal, like a goat. The British Empire was the largest empire in world history. The British Empire was most powerful in the 1920s when it controlled 23% of the world's population and approximately 13.7 million square miles of territory, or nearly a quarter of the Earth's land area. A waffle iron inspired one of the first pairs of Nikes. Bill Boorman was a track and field coach in the 1950s who didn't like how running shoes were made. He first created the Cortez shoe but wanted a sneaker that was even lighter and could be worn on a variety of surfaces. During a waffle breakfast with his wife in 1970, he came up with the idea of using the waffle texture on the soles of running shoes. Waffle-soled shoes made their big debut in the 1972 U.S. Olympic track and field trials in Eugene, Oregon. An employee at Pixar accidentally deleted a sequence of Toy Story 2 during production. Ed Catmull, the co-founder of Pixar, wrote in his book, Creativity, that the year before the movie came out, someone entered the command bin Marv times on the drive where the files were saved, and scenes started deleting. It would have taken a year to recreate what was deleted, but luckily another employee had a backup of the entire film on her laptop at home. The Terminator script was sold for $1. James Cameron is the award-winning director of movies like Titanic and Avatar. In order to get his big break with the Terminator, he sold the script for $1 and a promise that he'd direct it. Of course, this movie has some of the most famous movie quotes of all time in it. What those colored circles on food packages actually mean. Wondering what those colored circles on food packages really mean? The answer is more technical than you might think. The colored circles on food packages can come in a variety of colors: pink, yellow, blue, black, orange, purple, or green, in varying shades of light and dark. Apparently, those colored shapes are called printer's color blocks or process control patches, and they're there to help the printing team who prints the food packaging. When the packaging is printed, technicians use the colored circles to check that the printing ink is the correct color and quality. They compare the color to boxes printed around the world to ensure consistent brand colors. Most printers only use 4 colors. cyan, blue-green, yellow, magenta, and black. But some printers have extra colors like orange, green, and violet. Why do people give apples to teachers? Ask most teachers what they need in order to feel appreciated, and apples likely won't be high on the list. Despite this, the association between educators and the fruit persists in back-to-school commercials and classroom decorations. So where did the idea of gifting an apple to a teacher come from? And did they ever truly invite this gesture? According to dictionary.com, this all-American tradition may have originated in Scandinavia. Teachers in Denmark and Sweden in the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries were paid even worse than they are today. Because many teachers were single women, the students' families were responsible for keeping them housed and fed. That meant a basket of produce like apples was more than a token of appreciation in some cases. It was payment. The fact that the beginning of the school year coincided with the start of the harvest season contributed to the crop's popularity as a gift for teachers throughout the 19th century. Though the idea persists in pop culture, teachers rarely receive apples from their students on the first day of school in modern times. Why do baby deer have spots? There's something especially charming about the dappled pattern on the backs of baby deer. But the white spots are more than just adorable. They also help the defenseless fawns stay safe during their early days on Earth. The flecks effectively camouflage a fawn by mimicking patches of sunlight that shine through trees and other plants, landing unevenly across the already varied neutral hues on the forest floor. Without the strength or size needed to outrun a predator, a newborn fawn's best bet for survival is to simply blend in with the scenery. Let me know in the comments section below which fact did you already know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.